weeks, we're introduced to a new person, and she's a girl. Her name's Nyambura, and she was fascinated by the river. She was thinking of how people came to the river after circumcision and felt guilty because she was Christian and circumcision is frowned upon. She and her sister had been saved from this. So the sister says, Nyambura, sister. And her sister's name is Muthoni. Nyambura noticed that Muthoni had been restless the whole week, and in fact through the last 2 months. This pained Nyambura because she loved her sister. And then Nyambura drops the bomb. She wants to be circumcised. But wait, wasn't it frowned upon because they were Christian? But father will not allow it. He will be very cross with you. And Nyambura starts to speak passionately about circumcision. And Nyambura is like, but our parents, they say no. So they kind of have this debate for a while. Muthoni brings up some good points about how their parents are circumcised, and are they not Christian? Circumcision did not prevent them from being Christians. And then finally, they both began to weep into one another. Nyambura's heart softened, and she felt pity for her sister. She earnestly wished she could help her, but felt her own powerlessness very acutely. So all these shows the conflict, both the inner conflict in Muthoni and the conflict between the sisters. Chapter 7. So Joshua's house was described as different and tin roof, which is just a biblical allusion to religious and cultural betrayal. So this entire chapter is about Joshua. He's not supposed to be shiny, and he's in no way good, I guess, in the story. He's kind of an antagonist to Waki. But I'm running out of colors, so let's go. So Joshua is the sister's father, and he's a very dedicated Christian because the new faith worked in him till it came to possess him wholly. So he's a bit obsessed with Christianity lah. Joshua was such a staunch man of God and such a firm believer of the Old Testament that he would never refrain from punishing a sin, even if this meant beating his wife. He did not mind as long as he was executing God's justice. Crazy. So the beginning of chapter 8 talks about Miramu, which is the mother. And she's a peace-loving woman, and she never liked unnecessary tension in the house. So she'll always just say, obey your father. So she never really questioned anything that Joshua said, and she was just like, oh, okay. She went along with the flow. But inside, oh, come on, focus. Inside, one could tell by her eyes that this was a religion learned and accepted. Inside, a true Gikuyu woman was sleeping. So this shows that Miramu is actually not so committed, but because she's a woman, submission. Oh, and Muthoni is missing. So Muthoni had went to pursue her dream of circumcision, and Nyambura let the cat off the bag. And Joshua was just being an angsty old man. So there's a lot of conflict in this chapter. First about Miramu's heart, where she was a Gikuyu woman, but she's just submitting. And then there's where Muthoni went against her father, and Joshua's reaction was, tell Muthoni to come back. If she agrees, we shall forget about everything. If she does not, then tell her that she ceases to be my daughter, which is a bit extreme. That's why silence fell in the house after Joshua had announced this. But he was completely serious.